Oh, hello. Thanks for watching my video. So, The Sims 4 gets a lot of negative comments when it comes to comparing it to other games in the Sims franchise. And I'm also one of those people who's pretty quick to slag the game off. In fact, I have a series where I compare all of the similar Sims 3 and Sims 4 expansion packs, and most of them end with The Sims 3 coming out on top. But there are some things that The Sims 4 actually does better than The Sims 3. I know, it's hard to believe, but I've been playing a lot of The Sims 3 recently, and I think I forgot about the things that used to annoy me, and some of the things in The Sims 3 that are actually easier to do in The Sims 4. So let's take a look at a few things that The Sims 4 actually does better than The Sims 3. Of course, this is all my own opinion, and I would expect nothing less than for some of you to have an opinion different to mine. So if you disagree with any of the things I've mentioned in this video, let me know in the comments. So let's begin. First off, the gallery. Can't be bothered to spend time building a water park or restaurant? Don't worry, just steal one from the gallery. The Sims 3 did have a similar thing where you could share creations with each other, but the process of adding it into your game was a little bit more drawn out than in The Sims 4, so I think they did a good job with that. Plus, the build and buy in The Sims 4 is the best version of build and buy we've had yet, and I think that's probably one opinion that most of us share. There aren't many builds that we haven't been able to recreate with The Sims 4 build and buy. I mean, we have Simmers who have made Hogwarts, Disney World, McDonald's, plus many unique creations too. So I feel like the passion for building and sharing creations is stronger in The Sims 4 than in any of the games before. So when it comes to build and buy, I think there's more provision for creativity with The Sims 4. Also, I want to talk about hair. So this one is completely objective, but I much prefer the hair in The Sims 4 to The Sims 3. Don't get me wrong, I do think that The Sims 3 did a great job with the colour wheel, and I like that the hair looks a bit more like alpha hair that you can get with custom content. And if we're just talking custom content, I do prefer The Sims 3, because the hair fits better with the game. But if you don't have custom content and you just have the hairstyles in The Sims 3 game, I think they're not as good as the hair that you get in The Sims 4. I just think The Sims 3 hairstyles are really ugly. And it might be because the game is older, so style was different then, I get it. But whenever I try to make a sim in The Sims 3 now, I just struggle to find a hairstyle that looks nice. I don't think any of them are particularly easy on the eyes. To be honest, I wouldn't really be very happy with the sim in The Sims 3 without using custom content. Whereas with The Sims 4, I use a lot of custom content because it's there, but if it wasn't there, I'd still be pretty happy with how my sim looked if I just used the hairstyles that you get in the games themselves. So that's why I think that when it comes to hair, I think The Sims 4 did it a little bit better. And let's talk about cheats. So I don't know about other players, but when it comes to The Sims games, if I'm playing, I'm cheating. I'm the biggest cheat out there. The ones I use the most are for the relationships, the skills, and the needs when it comes to cheats. And I think, perhaps controversially, that The Sims 4 did it better than The Sims 3. Now, I'm only comparing these two games, but in all honesty, I'm not the biggest fan of The Sims 4 cheat system either. I think it's a bit drawn out, having to type all those words in the cheat bar. And I actually think that The Sims 2 did the best when it came to cheats, because you just type in that bull prop testing cheats enable true, and then just click and drag for relationships and skills. Of course, you've got the tombstone of life and death. Of course you have. And I think when it comes to cheating relationships, The Sims 3 is easier because it's that same click and drag like it was in The Sims 2 to improve relationships. But this is where I'm swayed. With The Sims 4, although you have to type the cheat in the cheat bar, you are at least able to cheat the skills. And as far as I know, and please tell me if I'm wrong because that would change things, but as far as I know, there is no way to cheat skills in The Sims 3. Not without mods anyway. And I don't really like that. I feel like if we can use cheats for other things, then just let us cheat what we want. Do what we want. Another thing that I think The Sims 4 did better, which is very specific, but it's faces. It's no secret that I don't like the faces in The Sims 3. They just look like little pudding people, and I personally find the customization to be not the most user-friendly. The Sims 4 has a much easier manipulation tool, and you'd expect that because it's a newer game, but to be honest, The Sims 4 has been inferior to The Sims 3 in so many ways that the argument of it being a newer game doesn't really come into it. Because if it did, in theory, everything should be better in The Sims 4, and that's, as we all know, far from reality, so there we go. But that being said, I do think that The Sims, they just look better in The Sims 4 than they do in The Sims 3. You want another one, you say? Okay. This one is quite a big one for me, which is advertising additional content, / trying to take our money. So this one was a tough one because I do think when it comes to value for money, you do get more of that in The Sims 3 packs than The Sims 4. I mean, prime example would be the atrocity that was My First Pet stuff. I mean, what was that about? But I think I forgot about how often in The Sims 3 you get prompted to buy additional content. Like, it's all the time. In Create a Sim, every time there are all these outfits like, oh, for the low price of these sim points, you can buy this one pair of shoes. And in Build and Buy, there are loads of objects you can buy at additional cost in pretty much every Build and Buy subcategory. I don't want to be advertised to when I'm trying to play a game. And again, I think this is down to personal preference. I don't like the idea of buying items individually anyway. I'd rather just buy a whole pack. I think I just have it in my head that if you buy items individually, then it adds up and it costs more. And I can see how some people would prefer to pay for only the items they want, but I think it would better if they were at least just in a separate catalogue on the website or something, not actually in the game. I know they want to entice you to spend more money, but I can't help getting annoyed by it. At least with The Sims 4, you can't buy content whilst in the game. You have to go to the store on the website of the platform you're using. And so that way, there isn't a constant reminder of all of the additional content that you don't have when you're just trying to enjoy the game. Currently, all of the extra content for The Sims 4 would cost you around $800. Whereas for The Sims 3, it would set you back a whopping $2,500. So for The Sims 4, we're talking all of the packs that they've released. And for The Sims 3, we're talking all of the packs plus everything you can buy in the store. Quite a big difference, isn't it? And whilst that's because there is more content offered in The Sims 3, at this point, The Sims 4 has been around for 6.5 years, and The Sims 3 was around for 5 years. So, in reality, The Sims 3 was a little bit more guilty of pumping out content constantly for a quick buck. And I have another one, moving around the worlds. So in The Sims 3, you can play as a family in one neighbourhood with the ability to travel to some of the vacation worlds, but that's about it. If you have a family in one of the non-vacation worlds and another family in another non-vacation world, they can't really ever meet. Well, actually they can, but if they do, one of them will have all family ties cut and will have no affiliation with the world that they used to live in before they moved. But in The Sims 4, it doesn't really matter where your Sims live, they can travel anywhere easily. This does of course have some drawbacks. For example, a Sim who lives in Sulani would naturally wear beach attire most of the time, so if that Sim decides to suddenly show up in Glimmerbrook, it does look a bit silly. But personally, I don't mind putting up with that in order to be able to move around the worlds freely. And although I think The Sims 4 has made moving around the worlds easier, I do have a criticism for them here. I feel like because it's so easy, it's sort of taken away the novelty of taking your Sims on vacation, and I think that's also made the developers less interested in creating vacation worlds. When it comes to them, I think that what we have doesn't compare to vacation worlds in previous games. So it would be nice to have some more worlds that are locked for free travel, just to help bring that novelty back. And I know I'm not the only person who had real sentimental feelings about, the vacation worlds. They're some of the highest ranking packs, like Sims 2 Bon Voyage, brilliant pack. Personally, one of my favourite packs was Bon Voyage. Sims 3 World Adventures, what a brilliant pack. So they know that those packs do well. I mean, I guess they're trying out something new with the way that they're doing Vacation Worlds this time around, but I think it would be a smart move for them to take a step back and focus more on vacations. So, those are a few things that I think The Sims 4 actually did better than The Sims 3. And as I mentioned, I do have a full playlist of videos comparing these two games, mainly the expansion packs. I'll leave a link to that playlist in the description and in the white box above. Most of those videos are more in favour of The Sims 3, so I thought I'd just mix things up a bit and give some credit to The Sims 4. Because despite having multiple disappointments, I still feel like credit where credit's due. There are some things that they have done well. And I don't want to shit on them all the time, you know? Everyone needs a day off sometimes. So let me know in the comments which ones you agree or disagree with, and let me know if there are any other things that you think they did a better job on. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.